It wasn't good. We had 6 turnovers in that fourth for 12 points. And some of them were just miscues. I don't think it was anything, egregious. But, those type of things happen at times, and it kind of took us out of rhythm, allowed them to run out and get easy buckets. I think that was pretty much the differential.
With some of Jordan's turnovers there, how much of that do you attribute to a lack of familiarity with teammates, a lack of reps down the stretch of a game?
No, I don't think it's, lack of familiarity. I think it's just, bad timing, of course. If those happen early in the game, you happen in a very condensed period, in the fourth quarter, to decide the balance. I think that's where it really stands out. Overall, the turnovers weren't, horrific tonight as far as number. However, those did come, at a crucial time for us.
To what degree do you consider, I know you hate to lose, but to say the least, but do you see a sign of progress, particularly on the defensive end, when the team defended when its offense wasn't playing like it normally does?
Yeah, we're not going to have too many shooting nights where we're 24% from 3, and you hold a team to 102. Did a good job of both controlling the paint and getting to the three-point line. So, 2 things we knew we had to take care of. The transition was a non-factor outside the live ball turnovers. So I'm pleased with those areas. Those are some things we knew going in that were going to be a priority.
Boy, so you guys had multiple times in the second and third quarter, you'd get it to a 2-possession game and then they'd get it back up a little bit, and then finally that fourth quarter you guys are going to break through. Just what changed for you guys to finally get over that hump?
I just think you're just staying with, what we're trying to do. Whether we make or miss shots, I think that's just, you're going to have nights like that. And I think when we're able to stay in a game that's pretty close and contested, you do it on the defensive end. Guys will try to make the right play, and eventually you'll break through and make the shots. He was really good. He looks really calm out there, very confident. He's aggressive. He's got a pretty good read on when and how. He looks comfortable behind the three-point line, which is, I think, a bright spot. So I just think continue to build. He did some really good things defensively as well.
Only a small sample size with him, but were you expecting maybe a quicker transition for him than other rookies, given he was playing pro?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's a different game. The FIBA game is different. The competition level is obviously is different. It's new schematically what we're trying to do. So there's a lot of newness for him, new teammates, the whole 9. And I think he's progressed remarkably well, and we hadn't really no timetable to say, well, he needs to be at this point at this juncture. Knew we were going to take it slow with him, and I'm pleased with where he's progressed.
What do you expect from him?
Well, he's got to continue to grow. I mean, you continue to dial into his habits, which he's done a terrific job with. Hang his hat on the defensive end and continue to expand his offense.
One thing Delon obviously was good at was generating steals and turnovers. Obviously, you guys, that wasn't a problem today. Is that an encouraging sign, given you're going to be without him a while? He's one of the best in that?
Yeah, I think so. We've been able to get a lot of those deflections, steals, turnovers by being in the right spot. And I think the last 2 games we've shown we have the ability to do that. So continuing to be disciplined defensively, I think gives you a chance. And, a lot of times you'll fall into those deflections and steals just being in the right place at the right time.
So what happened with Dan's thumb?
I just kind of jammed it. And, he was a little tender, but he was able to come back in the game. That group was rolling. Playing small was good for us. So we just kind of stayed with it.
Wes, how do you describe the work Bilal has done with his long-range shooting? Take from the moment he was drafted to now.
Well, I just think just breaking down all the prep prior to the catch, being consistent, with every facet of the shot, his prep, his catch, his ball placement, the release, and just dialing into that every day. Just doing the same routine. There's a comfortability with that. When the game speeds up a little bit, you can fall back on that routine, and it gives you a sense of. I think it just gives you a sense of calmness.
Who are some of the assistant coaches and player development staff members who are helping?
Yeah, Brian Keith's been, kind of the point person with him. But I think, Landon Tatum, there's been a handful of guys that touch him. I think it's been great. And to give him credit, I mean, he's the one doing the work. So it's good to see him really lean in on the process of it.
What did you see on your team's defensive boards tonight?
Yeah, we didn't get as many as we wanted, and we know going in, long shot, long rebound, puts a lot of pressure on your guys to get back in the mix and collect some of those. Early in the game, I think we gave up a handful in that first quarter, got better after the first 8 minutes. But still, if we can avoid those stretches, that's going to help us.
We were playing hard and we were communicating. I think that's where it starts. That's the short answer. We're connected, we're playing hard, playing for one another and communicating, and yeah, it's kind of simple as that.
How much of that gets developed through reps, and considering that this is a group that's got 8 new guys on 15 in the roster?
You'd like to think you could control your energy and effort. Reps is more of the timing and timing, how we execute, little schemes, things you're doing defensively, the specifics on that front. But playing hard and talking is just want to and a desire to do so. So we're not doing that for 48 minutes right now.
Landry, what do you guys had multiple, I think in the third quarter you guys got that in 2 possessions, the deficit, and then it would go back up. You guys finally got up over that hump in the fourth quarter. Just what changed that allowed you guys to do that?
To get over the hump?
Yeah, get the tie in, take the lead, etc.
That's the game of basketball. Leads are never taken just steadily without it's the NBA. These are good players, good teams, and they're going to punch back. So those little runs, those little ebbs and flows, that's to be expected. Especially down the stretch. So you just have to stick with it. Those themes, those are my themes, and I think that's what we got to really hang our hat on. Just play hard 48 minutes and just communicate with one another. Those are 2 things that we just got to do for 48 minutes.
With a shortened bench, what have you seen with this 4-guy rotation basically off the bench? No DeLon tonight. How are you guys stepping up without DeLon?
You missed DeLon. Scrappiness defensively, what he brings to the game. He's just solid on the offensive front. Manages the game. His game might not be the sexiest and get all the attention, but his presence is missed and felt, for sure. So those are shoes to fill, and I think, our bench, we just try to take ownership of that, understand there's a void there, and just try to, fill it to the best of our ability.
I think this is your 6th game back. Are you feeling
something like
more
that?
Comfortable, or are you feeling like
I feel great.
didn't have a ton of ramp-up time?
No, I feel great though. Body feels good, toe feels good, conditioning feels good, feel good physically, so I feel good.
That long ago, what impresses you about the way Bilal is going about things?
He's got his ears open. He wants to hear and listen to any input anybody has. I think that's the biggest piece. And I remember my rookie year, if you can go into it knowing you don't have all the answers and you want to just gain as much information as you can, he does that. He definitely does that. He wants to learn, wants to get better. He's not afraid of a challenge. I like that he's picking up the ball every time now, out of timeouts, and just what he gives us on that front has been really good. So keeps listening and learning and working hard like he's on his way to being something special. So love what we're seeing.
5-6 minutes in terms of execution.
I think we did a great job of getting back in the game and just playing with hustle and energy and heart. And we just fell apart a little bit. I think our next step is just figure out what we want to do at the end of the games. Obviously we had a bunch of turnovers, and we really didn't have any direction out there. So,
in terms of direction, what do you mean? Just in terms of?
We didn't know what we wanted to really get to. What we were trying to accomplish, kind of really. And that kind of really led to the turnovers and just tough miscues that really hurt us.
Kyle, you talked about getting back in the game. You guys were kind of knocking on the door in the second and third quarters, getting the deficit down, and then it was finally the fourth quarter you guys broke through. Just what kind of changed
in the fourth compared to those other times you guys were right there?
You know, we went small. I think that really helped us. We played with a lot of heart, energy. You know, guys played for one another, and you know, it was good to see. You know, because for a portion of the game, you know, we were down for a little bit and couldn't really break that 10 to 12 point range. But with playing hard and with energy, really helped us get us back into the game and gave us a chance to win. So.
What are you seeing at Bilal?
I mean, he's you know, he's just such a sponge. He wants to be really good basketball player, and you know, he's very mature. He's very mature. I think you can see that how he plays. Plays with a level of composure. You know, doesn't make too many mistakes, and he's growing more and more confidence and shooting the ball really well too. So.
Not result.
Yeah, like you said, it's disappointing because we lost a lot of balls in the fourth quarter, and yeah, that's something we should not do, even in a close game like that. So yeah.
What did you feel like your team did well today?
We were sharing the ball. We were playing good defense, like playing for each other defensively, being in the right spots at the right time. So yeah.
You always have looked composed, but how do you feel in terms of your comfort now compared to when you started the season?
Oh yeah, way different because I know now the coverage and everything. I understand whatever the teammates are saying, whatever the coach is saying, so it's way easier right now.
How have you gone about working on your shooting?
You said what?
How have you, in what ways have you tried to practice your shooting? Who was guiding you?
I was working with 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗧𝗏 and Brian Keefe, and yeah, like whenever I got time, after practice, before practice, even coming back in the afternoon to shoot a little bit. And yeah, before the game, shoot around, I've been doing a lot of reps, and yeah, that's how I improved.
Have you made any mechanics changes with your shot?
I tried to do it a little bit faster because it was a little bit slow before, and yeah, it's getting there. So.
You guys were trailing by double digits, and multiple times you got it down to 5 or 6, but they would put it right back up. What do you think changed in the fourth quarter when you guys were able to tie it and take the lead?
We were, yeah, just like I said, sharing the ball, defensively being at the right spot at the right moment, and we were talking way more because there's some time that we're not talking, you know, and when we started to talk to each other, saying, yeah, I got your back and everything, and this helped us a lot.
We've been asking your teammates about you today, and days before this, as you know.
Yeah.
They always say that you ask a lot of questions, you want to learn. How helpful have they been to you in terms of helping you adjust and get better?
Like I said, since the beginning of the year, they were here for me, like whatever I need, whatever I'm asking for, they got to respond to it, or even if they don't know, they're going to ask another guy, so I really know what I'm supposed to do and everything. So yeah, they're really like helping me.